It's really more about, can you create value for this client, and are they going to let you lead and be the expert? Hey everybody, I'm Shannyn Lee, the Managing Director at Win Without Pitching, and I'm back with you today to answer another Ask Me Anything question. This is sort of part two to a question that a longtime client of ours, Martha, asked. It really has to do with, if you get to the value conversation and you just see that this client is either not a good fit or you can't really value price them, how do you respectfully walk away? So I want to dig into the value conversation portion of this question, because I just did another response that you can find on the AMA around how to say no to a client when you find out through the qualifying conversation that they're not the right fit. So check that one out for that portion of it. But when we think about the value conversation and your sense is, this client isn't one I can really value price, that's okay. It's really more about, can you create value for this client, and are they going to let you lead and be the expert when you work together? You aren't going to be able to value price every single client. Maybe 20% of your clients you can really value price. And what I mean by that is tying compensation to risk, right? Saying, you pay me a portion in fees for this option and the rest of it will be paid to us when we hit these metrics. In order to really tie compensation to performance that triggers payments for you, you need to have as much trust and transparency as possible with that client going into it. And that's going to require a different kind of engagement and a different level of conversation. So what I do want you to think about, though, is it's really worth having the value conversation with every client, because by the nature of having the value conversation, you learn a whole lot, regardless if you can really offer a true value priced option. You're going to really learn what matters to them, what metrics and what measurements they really want to be paying attention to. You might, in fact, even be able to kind of shape and mold that and give them some guidance around what they should be paying attention to and what really matters. And you're solely focused on their vision and their success. And it allows you to tie your options and how much you cost, right? What your pricing is, to their vision, not as much about what you cost, right? You can shift the dynamic in the conversation by letting them know, hey, you have a big vision. And if you're really interested in achieving this vision, we need to get on the same page about what that level of investment is going to be, right? So you can see how the dynamic in the conversation changes. If you get into a value conversation, though, where you're having a hard time uncovering what you might measure because the client just doesn't know, that might be a clue, not necessarily to say no and walk away, but it might be a clue that you need to do a diagnostic first and really do that discovery and learn what the challenge is and learn what should be measured and get a baseline, and then come back and have a more informed value conversation and put more informed options in front of that client. Okay, so if you do get to the value conversation, though, because maybe you didn't do a great job in the qualifying conversation and you're really learning this person isn't a fit, you just want to speak up sooner than later. You just want to let them know, hey, it's been great to get to know you. I just think through the course of these couple conversations, I'm learning we're not exactly the right fit for you. And that's okay. We're not the right fit for everybody. But at this point, I think it's best if we push pause and let you go about your search and see if you can find a firm that is the right fit. And if you don't, and you want to come back and kind of start the conversation again and really think about letting us be your guide, be the expert, and kind of follow along as we would recommend, we're open to doing that. But for purposes of today, it's been great to meet you. And really best of luck on your search. We're here down the road if something comes up that's a better fit. Maybe try that angle. So there were 2 or 3 responses in that question, but I think they were important to address. Thank you all. Again, keep submitting your questions via our YouTube channel. Subscribe so you get the alerts when a new response is posted. And I hope you're all having a great day out there. All right, cheers. Bye-bye.